Hey YouTube, welcome to another video of, just me going through life and like dealing with all kinds of things that just go on. So, typically like when it comes to these videos, it's always people that like offer like advice and tell life from a point where they've made it. I'm just going through everything in my life. Life's just constantly throwing thing after thing at me, and it's like I've had enough. And you're kind of gonna get me you're gonna get this side of me that's just kind of done with like everything, um as weird as it sounds. But let's get into the whole bank thing that happened. So right now it's 5 o'clock, and I'm always gonna be telling you guys, oh, I'm gonna go to work, or it's almost time for work. But I kind of don't want to do that, because like, man, I've always felt like I've been pushed around and dragged around by like whatever job I'm being employed at. And I kind of want that to also end. So yeah, I'm gonna get into like part-time jobs now. I'm not gonna do any type of physical job. I'm just gonna nor full-time. I'm good. Like, the job market right now, it's shit. Let me restart this video. Should I restart this video? No, let's just get into it. So here's the thing. Here's some screenshots. So this is regarding the card I tried to get all the money out of, today. I thought there would be $50 in this card. So the bank was almost closing, and I go on the website to check how much money I have on the card, and I'm thinking, oh, I have $50 on this card. Lo and behold, I check the card activity, and I have $9 on this card. And what happened was, month by month, they would withdraw $4.50 month by month. And I was totally unaware of it. And, so I basically, I got the money on April, like last year. So that it started off as $50. And then what happened was they started withdrawing the fees around the time where I actually considered like taking the money out of the card. So that was when I was working at Amazon, the warehouse I preferred, on 6. Oh my god, the room's a mess. I might actually re-record the video. But it's just a pile of clothes. So that was around the time I was working at Amazon. The warehouse I preferred, where you were walking all day. If you guys go to like earlier videos, yeah, I would make earlier, like on my earlier videos, I would make videos from that time I was working at that warehouse at night shift, and that time was a lot better. Even though I was dealing with the same like negative effects of working night shift, losing my mind and like dealing with all these mental these new health problems. Like, if you go back to my videos, it's me dealing with all these health problems and these weird things that would happen to me. They're like spiritual attacks in a way, but it's mostly the mind not knowing how to deal with the schedule. And like, why are you awake during the night? Why are you doing all this during the night? That's what the mind was doing, probably. And mix that in with like an antidepressant study that I was offered during that time, and I was taking during that time. And I had to quit that too. It's not a good combination. That doesn't go with me working night shift. So I'm not gonna do that either. I'm not gonna do like any like antidepressant studies anymore. Neither am I gonna do night shift anymore. I might, considering I do perform, like I do manage well, like at the old warehouse. It's just a new warehouse that I'm not good at. And with the fact that that warehouse is like right next to where I live, if they do offer, like, because my whole plan working at this warehouse was to transfer over to that warehouse, and I might do that, but a big part of my soul is telling me to just quit altogether and just get a job that makes me feel normal, like a human being. Like, really, that's what like my soul is telling me to do. It's saying, as weird as it sounds, I think God himself is just saying, You know what? This is this is gonna take away a huge chunk of your life and a huge chunk of your time, and and you're not gonna be around people. I know it sounds like FOMO. It sounds like fear of missing out. But I feel like, you know, maybe, a lot of people aren't like there. A lot of people aren't social or human because we're living in a social media age. Just me recording, kind of proves it. Um, but I feel like I want to live. It's what I want in a way. Like I want to feel normal. I want to be around people, and I want to be around good people. And just maybe like once in a while I'll deal with some bad people, and like I won't like let it get to me. It's like no big deal. It's you encounter some narcissists along the way, some manipulators. Um, but overall, I don't want to lose this feeling I once had when I was a kid. Um, just being like around good people, and not having any like shields or masks to just like protect myself against bad people. You guys know what I'm getting at, Sorry, dealing with a lot of allergies right now, but it's almost time for work. I think it's almost 5. It's 4:30 right now. I clock in like at 6:30. And hopefully that's gonna change. Hopefully, I don't know, man. I do kind of need some money. I might do some full shifts, but and plus I put in the transfer. Let me show you guys. Since I'm using my new phone right now, my other phone that doesn't have the A to Z app. So here's the A to Z app. I'm gonna show you guys right now. Here's Amazon. It's probably red from yesterday. So I used 10 hours of UPT yesterday. I took the entire day off basically. And I'll show you guys my balance. Ooh, so here I have 8 hours of UPT left, and I used 10 hours to take the entire day off yesterday because I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, just rethinking my life. And let me get to the transfer part. So I did put in a transfer for Aunt 6, and it's like so it's like after July 5, that's gonna expire. So if it's a no, I'm quitting. If it's a no, it's like fuck. It's like, okay, fuck you guys. I'm not I'm not working here. Peace out. And I hope it doesn't I hope that doesn't show up like as a bad thing. Like if Aunt 6, like I put in like here, so I put in a transfer for Aunt 6. That's the warehouse I live by. You can stalk me all you want, but I wanted to work there. I didn't want to work here. It's a farther warehouse, man. But if I get accepted to Aunt 6, power to me, maybe I'll work there. But if God decides, if the people and God decide, no Aunt 6 for you, then I'm just gonna quit. Like it's just like, okay. I'm gonna work customer service. I'm gonna be behind a desk. I'm gonna go for a run like right after work, maybe. Yes, that's actually gonna be the case. But since it's summer, I won't do that much. Maybe when it's colder. Like I'm gonna like do a lot of stuff at home. Like I'm aiming for part-time basically. Maybe when I work at Aunt 6 again, I could do flex. I could do part-time. Because I'm just, I don't want my entire life to be work, and all the money I made, at the end of this life, it's just not gonna matter. So I just want to make enough to get by. I want to make enough to just be on my way, and all the time I want to use it to work on myself. So that's about it. Sorry, this went from me talking about like the whole bank thing to plans about the future. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.